says recording, so we must be.
Okay. Ready.
Okay, and I don't know how to start this. To tell you, my name is Monty, and I have been writing a journal since 1991. And I've had different pens that I've used and different journals that I've used, and just developed and kind of evolved into a great therapy session for me when I journal. So I use my journals to write down feelings, thoughts, ideas, what I see. Um, if I'm in a restaurant and I see a couple or a family, I may write down what's going on with the interaction between them, and maybe make my own scenario even about what's going on. And I've even had people comment to me about my writing, about what are you writing about? And I said, well, I'm writing about what I see with you as a family. So it's been an interesting way for me to interact with other people. Um, I also have used the journaling as a art form. And so I write in cursive, not print. And I try to write slowly and deliberately so that it's readable. And therefore my journal can have an artistic look to it. So when you look at my pages, they're written in kind of an artistic form. Okay. I started the journal back in 91, and I don't know what really stirred me to pick one up and start using it. But when I went through my divorce, I was really suffering and hurting from that. And I had gone about a week after my wife had left that I was surprised I wasn't crying or grieving like I thought. And I made a drive up in the mountains, and I took the journal with me, and I sat on a rock up there in the Big Thompson Canyon, and I started to write, and I started to cry. And it was a very healing experience. And so I've really stuck to the journaling ever since. So since probably the fall of or the early fall of 1991, I have written almost every day. I find the journal to be a form of a letter that I write to myself and to my conception of God, and it's also a prayer to my conception of God, whatever that is, and that evolves. I've also, in the last year, began to write some poetry with it. My spiritual director has actually told me that a lot of people who journal are practicing to be poets. And I never thought about that, because I actually do write in very short, concise lines. I don't write in a prose novelistic way. I don't write like a novelist. Okay. Now, when I first started journaling, I didn't use a fountain pen. I just picked up a pen that was nearest me and started using it. And somewhere along the line, I don't know exactly when, I found a fountain pen, and started writing with it. But I didn't like it that much. And then when I was in Washington, D.C., working up in Crystal City, I found a cross roller pen on the street. And it's a real nice pen. And I picked it up and started using it. And I fell in love with it because it was such a beautiful pen. It wrote so fine that it it brought out this desire to pick the pen up and use it. Um, and so I had that pen for a period of probably 3 months, 6 months, and then I lost it. And so one day when I was in the airport there at Reagan National, I they have a store in there called the Pen and Prose. And I went in there and looked, and they had a rack, and they had all these cross pins in there, and they had one almost like it. It had gold trim on it, which the other one didn't. And so I bought it, and it was an expensive pen. Um, and I used that pen for many, many years. Um, and then about, oh, I would say 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, um, a friend of mine gave me a fountain pen, an inexpensive pen, and I just fell in love with it and started using it. And then my sister also found I found her, she had come across almost the identical pen. I think mine was kind of an aqua green color and hers was a purple. And so we started talking about fountain pens. And since then, I've collected several pens. And I use them for many reasons. The fountain pen can be very artistic depending on the type of nib that you use. You can have really fine lines. You can have a medium wide line. You can have a calligraphy style pen. So it can be really wide streak when you pull it down, and then when you go across, it can be very narrow. So like like you see the copies of the Constitution was written in calligraphy. And so I do that. And I have some pins that are that way. I have some nibs that I can put in there and use once in a while. I and it makes you slow down more, makes you be more precise about how you write. Okay. Um, so the fountain pen really has several parts to it. Um, there is well, it's got three main parts to it. This part in here is where the ink stays. Can you see it? The ink is inside here. This is a chamber. And then it flows through this feeder. This is called a feeder, and it looks like this. Okay, it's a feeder, and it's a real thin line, goes right down the middle of it, and that's where the ink flows. And then this is the nib. And you can kind of buy these things in different sizes. I don't know if you can see it or not. You can buy these in different sizes. This is a medium size right here. And it's the style I like the most. Now, I have a friend who likes great big pens. He buys big fat pens and big nibs, and he prints, and he has really wide lines that he writes with. My sister writes with a very fine nib and a small pen. So we each have our own ways, and that's one of the beautiful things about the fountain pens. You can style it to the way you want. And the fountain pen for me has helped me to slow down. So when I journal, I can't write as fast as I can think. And so when I'm writing, I have to write very slowly. And I write in cursive. And so I try to make that as artistic as possible. And so I go slowly to do that. Um, a fountain pen also doesn't have an eraser. So if I make a mistake, so what? There's no word check with this. And so, so when I read back over my journal, I can see my errors and my mistakes and my misspellings, and it's fine. It's okay. I don't mind it at all. Um, so, one other thing I wanted to talk about here with this chamber here. I don't know if we're going to be able to see this or not, but this is how. So there's a plunger right here. There's a little plunger right here, and if I screw this thing, it moves that plunger. See it move?
Hey, Monty.
Okay. Yes.
Hold on really quick. I'm going to catch up.
Okay.
I'm going to catch up to what you just said. So hold on. Can you hold
Okay.
it up?
Sure.
Thank you. What was the inside the chamber called?
Well, this pin happens to be a piston filler, so it's a piston in here. They have another one that's called a converter, and it slides in and out, but it's based on the same premise.
Okay.
The early fountain pens used a bladder, and it would be, now they're made with rubber, but back then they were made with animal skins and so forth. And so you would squeeze the bladder and then stick the pin inside the ink bottle, release the bladder, and it would suck the ink inside the pen. Okay. So when I want to, I'll show you how I would fill this pen with ink. I would set the plunger all the way down here to the bottom. And then I would take the pen and stick it into the ink bottle so that it was just above this place right down here on the grip. This is the grip. And it would be just above it, because on the bottom side here, there's a little air hole in there. And that little air hole is how the ink gets inside this chamber. So I would set that inside of there, and then I would unscrew this thing and suck the ink up inside this. So it would hold, not quite all of this would be ink. There would be just a little bit of a gap up here that would be air. And that air is needed to be there because a fountain pen, the ink does not flow by gravity. It flows by a capillary action. In other words, whenever the ink, the molecules of the ink.
Hold on, Monty. What was it called? So not by gravity. It's flowed by what?
Capillary.
Capillary?
Yes. So it's a flow of molecules. So the ink is a whole liquid form of molecules like water. In fact, it's water-based usually. And so when I take this nib and I touch it to to paper, when I touch it to paper, the ink will flow through capillary action and flow through the feeder, through the nib, onto the paper. That's why you can write upside down with a fountain pen, because it doesn't go just with gravity. There is gravity inside this chamber, but as soon as you start pulling this out of here, this oxygen in here starts getting bigger and bigger, and that makes more of a force against this ink. So it's a scientific thing, is what they do, but it's very unique. Okay. Now, what I like to do is I have several pens that I different pens that I use. I have a collection of them. This is my I have 5 of these type of pens, and they're a piston filler, just like the other one. This one has like a gold nib. That's 14 minutes. This has a gold nib on it here, and this is an expensive pen, but I cherish them because they're easy to work with and write with. With a fountain pen, you do not have to apply pressure. You can take it and just roll it on your finger like this and just drag it across a piece of paper, and it will write if it's a good pen. Okay. And therefore, you can write for longer periods of time without your hand getting tired. Okay. What I like to do is I have several pens that I use. I'll show you these here. These are the 3 that I'm carrying today. I carry 3 pens a day. Okay, this one here is green. This one's a blue marble, and this is a brown. And I have corresponding colored inks in each one of them. So
Sorry,
today
hold on, Monty. Can you say the colors again?
I have green, blue, and brown. and they match the body style, the color. Okay. So today I'm using the brown. And then tomorrow I can use the blue or the green. So I can change the ink out anytime I want. So if I feel like having a burgundy color, I can put a burgundy ink in. And this is my little pen holder for the day. Okay, I carry 3 pens in there. One other thing, and I've already gone over 15 minutes, but one other thing that is very important for me has been to find a good journal to use. So I have found a journal that was made in Germany. It's called a Lectern 1917, and it has 80-gram paper in it.
What's it called? The name?
It's a Lectern, Lechtren, Lectern, and it's German, and it's in 1917 after it. They actually sell them over at CSU campus too. Anyway, I use them because it's a beautiful book. It's hardcover. The page is kind of a cream color, which really works well for any colors. You know, white can be very bright, and so I just I use that as my as a journal. And so I have a good journal. I have good pens, and that makes me want to pick the journal up and use it. And that's the important part. So I just went about 17 minutes.
Okay.
Can't shut me up when you get me started.
That's perfect. Hi, Greg. How are you? Good, good. Oh, it's totally fine. Totally fine. We just finished, which is fine. Because we're gonna do, my other friend is gonna come up like maybe next week and do another presentation. So it's totally fine. Thank you. Thank you for coming now. Monty, thank you. That was awesome.
Thank you. How do you say thank you?
Thank you for your speech. I really appreciate it. It's very interesting.
It is interesting. I learned a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you, Monty.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get some feedback from Orny if you don't mind.
Okay.
But
So
yeah,
I'll take off.
you can take off. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I'm gonna
Thank you.
buy
Bye-bye.
you I'll buy you coffee soon.
Okay. I love you.
Yeah.
Love you, Monty. Okay. Greg, if you want to stay, you can, but I'm just gonna have Orny give me some feedback real fast. So it's up to you. You can stay if you want. Otherwise, we can meet soon, like later. Doesn't matter. Okay, so my feedback.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna take some notes. Sorry, hold on one sec.
Oh, okay.
Well, first of all, I kind of had like trouble. He was fast, but then like I kind of like panicked because I didn't want to stop him and like ask for clarification because I didn't want to like get behind again.
Yes.
So I should have did that more, but
Yes.
I don't know. I know it. I was trying to do ASL focus and I did a lot of like English. I know that's something I struggle with, but anyway, so yeah, what do you think?
Well, actually, mostly, most of the time during the speech, you did really well. Everybody, just read the ASL, which looked great. And I haven't noticed, of course, that you were behind, not bad. And also, Hashi, I am good at sharing the maintained voice too. And I remember that you said like 1 year ago, but she said 2 years ago.
Mm,
So like, I was
that's confusing. Yeah.
yeah, she said 2 years ago, or what about like and she talked about the word slow it down. Depends on the slow down. You might have to kind of like change that.
Mm-hmm.
Caption, kind of like not slow down. Kind of
Like, yeah.
or actually more adverb deduction more.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of signing the specific word,
Mhm. Yes,
I noted that too. To work on that.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I know. I always just like get like stuck on the English word and like
Yeah.
but I
Mhm.
tried to like show slow down, but I don't know. He talked about the journal
Sure.
so much. I
Yeah.
was like,
It's hard for me to tell whether or not Mantan actually has an own real experience of having Japan, but Mustang we kind of blonde, a little bit blonde, a little bit. I mean, like he does not really express his body gesture or body language because it's only the main voice on his tone.
mhm.
That may be helpful for an interpreter to more information, including more body gesture and cues. And
Yeah,
I know that you might work on that too because I know Batman's Stang sounded more calm. Maybe he had an idea today. I don't know, but it depends on depends on what he did,
yeah,
But yeah, I think it would be good benefit for you if you can add more cues, more body gestures, more
yeah.
action, and about expression too. I know
Mhm.
column, but like I heard him saying like 2 years ago, or me like the same nothing like oh 2 years ago, and like
Mhm.
kind of like you try to move your shoulder back and forth. Like you want when you talk about pat chance, like oh 2 years ago,
Mhm.
and just kind of you have to make you move your body
Yeah.
or move around, and you could chances of a pat or present or future. Keep in mind,
Ah, okay.
including the time.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
so it's very important. So I think that's all my feedback. I don't want to overwhelm you.
Oh, no, no, no. It's awesome.
No?
Awesome. And if
Okay.
you I love the feedback because that's how
Oh,
I think.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. And if you like think of anything later, you can let me know.
Oh yes, of course. Of course, I would like to know for sure. Oh yeah, I want to help you and improve your skill. Actually, yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you. And then so my friend, her name, she's a woman named Sari. That's her name. So like next week, maybe 2 weeks from now, she's gonna present for me again. I have another assignment.
Do you know what you talk about?
Yeah. She's gonna talk about like the paper application form for insurance called Medicaid.
Mm-hmm.
Medicaid. Yeah. That's her
Yeah.
job. Is
Okay.
there a sign for that, Greg? Is there a sign for that? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, this medicine. Yeah, like context.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's different. Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna she's gonna send me like a paper with her like notes on it. So that's her job. She like sets up like Medicaid applications for people. Um, so it's gonna be another hard topic for me. But it'll be good. So I'll study for like the next week or 2 weeks. I'll study the information and practice it. And I'll probably ask you guys, you two, before if that's okay.
Yes,
Like
absolutely. Yes.
some like suggestions or like help with like signs or whatever. So, but thank you. I don't usually like ask for all these like favors for assignments in school. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate all your help and your time. And
Yes, of course. Of course.
thank you. Awesome. And Lorraine, I'll see you no, tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning. Yeah, just I know that you said in email said you write to me at 8:30 or something. I can meet earlier. Um, um, well, actually, it's so funny. Yesterday I called my chiropractor
Mhm.
office because I thought I had appointment. I didn't forget. I thought it was last Friday, but they said no, this Friday. Look, okay, and so he can set me up me at 8. He and I should be done by 8:15 to go trade for Caravan.
Yeah, we can.
At age. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what time. So
It
9, like 8:45, 9. It doesn't matter to me.
didn't matter. It didn't matter.
Whatever's best for you.
What about me? If I get there before 9, I will let you know. No rush. I would get in anyways.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Just drive safe. I'm fine. I'm like 5 minutes from that coffee shop. So totally cool. Awesome. Well, again, thank you guys so much. And I'll email you and keep in contact. And then next week on Thursday, the 3 of us will meet at Mod Pizza.
Yes.
And then going forward, the 3 of us can meet. I'm so excited.
I'm excited too.
Yeah.
15 or 15.
Yeah, 4:15 on Thursdays, Mod Pizza. And sometimes my daughter, Madison, she comes too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'd love to meet her someday.
Yeah. Yeah, Greg sees her every week.
Oh, really? Oh,
Madison.
sweet. Oh.
She loves the pizza there. So good. Have you ate there before?
Yes, I have. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Yep. It's a thing random pizza topping and salad. Oh gosh,
Yeah.
I love it.
No, like 2 weeks we didn't go to the restaurant. So me and Madison, we missed the pizza. We're like, I'm ready for the pizza next week.
So, and yesterday my staff like three about the door to our eat lunch and like we tried totally it is pizza.
Ah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay. It was my first time there, get it there to try. It's a thing. I'm like, oh, wow, it is day. It is a pictures, frames, and music playing. Like so loud over my head. Like, it's fun. It's fun.
Was the pizza good? Did it taste good?
Oh yeah, it's really good. I heard, I don't remember the name. With it's called American Fries Pizza.
Oh yeah.
It is and they have put random a pizza topping with fritters on top. The perfect combo with pizza crust and crunchy fritters.
Yum. Good.
Yeah, just a good combo. Not just that, it also added some veggie and jalapeno peppers and cream cheese.
Yum. That sounds good. I'll have to try that sometime. I've seen it before.
Yeah, there have been little expensive, but with that, I ordered tried garlic bread steak.
The good.
Easy.
That's awesome.
So good. Oh, yeah.
Yum, I'll have to try that.
Look, you're so fun. I didn't expect when I eat the pizza and the cheese. And I tried to catch up. But my staff laughed at me. I'm embarrassed. Don't look at me.
That's awesome.
Anyway, well, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you, Laundry. Thank you, Greg.
Of
Thank
course.
you. You guys are awesome. Thank you. We'll see you soon. Bye.